Watching at home.
It's my day off. I'm still happy to be here. So y'all be nice. Y'all be nice on my day.
We'll be extra nice because you're here on your day off. Well, Lynna, we had our first real snowfall of the winter overnight. These are beautiful pictures that Belinda Sweeney snapped and posted on our What's New Facebook page. She lives in Ashtabula County, and it is nice to see the winter scenery again. Except those pictures.
Right, when you're driving in it, right? The snow is mainly impacting our eastern suburbs and the snowbelt, and it is not done yet. We have team coverage tonight. Marissa Sines has an update on road conditions and how ODOT is keeping up with the snow.
Emma Henderson is live in Lake County, where there was a deadly crash earlier today. But first, let's get a look at what else is coming, and we'll do that with meteorologist Jason Michael. JC.
Happy Friday to you, Jay, and happy Friday, folks at home. We want to start out by showing you what's new as far as radar is concerned. You can see here on live Doppler radar, it is quiet down to the south and west, but when you hone in and come a little bit closer to home, we still have some of those lake effect bands still moving through portions of Lorain, Cuyahoga County, Lake Geauga, and even an advisory in effect for portions of Ashtabula County. Even closer, you can see where those lake bands are still coming off the lake right now. The lake is at about 41 degrees right now. We have surface temperatures in the 20s as well as in the teens for us on this Friday evening. You can see where that lake effect warning is still in place for portions of Cuyahoga County, Lake and Geauga counties. That is still tomorrow at 7 a.m. and then that winter weather advisory through tomorrow morning at 1 a.m. for Ashtabula County inland. We are still tracking some light scattered snow showers, but these temperatures are frigid out there, my friends. You can see single digits are still feeling like it's really going to be unrelenting for us throughout the overnight hours. One thing to note, though, over the next several hours, we're going to start to taper off our snow showers. If you're going out this evening, perhaps even you're just staying in and staying warm, you'll have temperatures in the 20s and then going into the teens shortly after sunset for this evening. The rest of the evening after that is going to be mostly dry with high pressure moving back in. We'll time it up a little bit closer for you coming up in just a little bit later in the show. Jay?
All right, Jace, thanks. We'll see you soon. Meantime, our Emma Henderson has been tracking crashes in our viewing area and also has a look at what the roads are like right now in Willoughby. Emma, good evening to you. What are you seeing there?
Good evening, Jay. Well, it's not looking too bad right now. We're right here on the main thoroughfare right off the highway. Now, the snow is just enough to cover the grass where we're standing, but I actually started my day in Brecksville. There, it was sunny, barely any wind, and as I was driving up north, it just got colder and snowier and even a little bit cloudier. So to get here, I passed Pepper Pike, where they spent time clearing off I-271 following a semi-crash. We don't know the condition of the driver, but you can see the damage done right here. Pepper Pike police confirmed the truck was in the express lanes. You can see the cab jackknifed and then slammed into the wall. They had all their crews out and around the city monitoring traffic and helping people deal with the crash and cleanup. Now, also happening, there was a fatal crash in Garfield Heights just before 11 this morning. Police confirmed to us it was a head-on collision where one of the drivers was killed. Again, the accident also happened while we're dealing with this first significant snowfall in Northeast Ohio this winter. More information will be released when the family is notified and the police department finishes their investigation. Now, because this is the first significant snowfall we've seen, the Ohio State Highway Patrol also put out some tips to make sure that we are staying safe. The first thing, give yourself extra time to drive. The second, we know you're in a hurry, but please take time to clear all that snow and ice off of your car and pack a safety kit in case you do end up getting stranded or in an accident. And then the other thing they mentioned, which I saw on my way here, please turn your headlights on if you have your windshield wipers on. It was about 50-50 while I was driving up here. Jay?
All right, and again, you talk about packing a safety kit. We'll use the I-95 in Virginia example. If you're packing a kit, throw a blanket in your car because many of those folks were without a blanket. It got very cold and they sat there through the overnight hours. So it's always a good idea to have a blanket in your car. Emma, thanks. Appreciate it.
And some snacks too, for sure, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, our team coverage continues now with Marissa Sines checking in with ODOT. And Marissa, I would imagine that with these cold temperatures, that's going to impact ODOT's strategy.
Hello, Lena. Good evening to you. Very much so. Real quick, I want to show you there's a snowplow that's actually heading out, leaving from this Cleveland facility that we're standing at. We're standing here right next to actually one of the salt domes. Take a look at how much salt there is here. So I'll tell you while we've been here, we've seen some of these snowplows fill up, come out of the garage, and go ahead and head out. And with this lake effect snow still falling and these low temps, ODOT says that they have crews out in full capacity, over 60 crews on the road. Now, they say that it's really patrolling Geauga and Lake counties there in the snowbelt with a lot of activity in Menor and in Chardon. Now, because of these low temperatures, the crews are mixing beet heat with the liquid to help that salt brine and really help that salt do work on the roads. Now, as these snowplows fill, they fill up, and they filled up yesterday. They hold up to 10 tons of salt, and as you can see here, there's no issue with salt supply. So ODOT says crews have been out all day. This set of crews will stay until 10. And then a new set of crews will come in and patrol throughout for 12 hours. Their shifts are 12 hours. So even with crews out on the road, you really got to be careful out there. And ODOT says if you don't have to be out, don't be out. But if you're going to be out, go slow and give yourself some extra time, as well as those plows some room to do their jobs. Lena.
All right, we got to freshen up our winter driving. Thanks so much, Marissa. Now to the coronavirus. And Ohio continues to see unprecedented levels of COVID-19 hospitalizations. As of today, 1 in 3 patients in Ohio hospitals or the ICU has COVID-19. And it is making care hard to come by from the emergency department on up. Sarah Shookman is here now with our current reality. Sarah.
Yeah, Lena, the best news today was that new cases here in Cuyahoga County seem to be dropping by about 25% in the last 2 weeks. We know hospitals are a lagging indicator, so health officials predict that hospitalizations could peak sometime later this month. But until then, all our hospitals are strapped for resources. Doctors told me this today is the consequence of what they have been talking about for weeks. There are 2 issues here: space and staff. More than 1,200 National Guard members have been deployed to 40-some hospitals around the state to help with staffing. In terms of space, Cleveland Clinic says it's now purposely triaging and even treating patients in the waiting room.
If there's no room to put them up on the floors of the hospital, then they have to wait down in the emergency department. The reason that some people are being seen in the waiting room is because there's not additional rooms in the emergency department, because some of them are housing patients which are waiting to get a floor bed.
Dr. Robert Wiley with the clinic stressed no one is being turned away from care. They're still finding that those hospitalized because of COVID are about 75% unvaccinated. One sign of hope, they say, the clinic is now seeing twice as many providers returning to work from isolation than those going out with a new COVID diagnosis. They still had about 3,000 caregivers out as of this morning. Now, we have heard several anecdotes, including a family I talked with today that waited 22 hours for care at Cleveland Clinic Akron General before simply heading home earlier this week. So I will share their story tonight at 6, Lena.
Wow, both scary and frustrating. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Each new year comes with new rules when it comes to preparing your taxes. That's right. It's time to start thinking about that. Before you get started there, you really need to know about some big changes that will decide whether you have a bigger refund this year or a smaller refund come tax season. Brandon Simmons is here now to help us sift through it all. Brandon, the biggest change this year surrounds child tax credits, right?
Yeah, that's right. Remember, unless you opted out, many families already received half of their child tax credits as monthly payments starting back in July. Then you receive the other half when you file your taxes this year very soon. Now, what that means is if you've been receiving monthly payments and you usually get a refund, your refund this year will be smaller than in years past. Now, if you opted out, your refund would be larger than usual, assuming your financial situation didn't change too much year to year. Now, the more kids you have, the more drastic the difference will be, but we're talking about hundreds of dollars for each child.
All right. Always good to know what to expect when you start filing those taxes. What about people, Brandon, who had children that were born in the calendar year 2021? What should they expect?
Now, those people will receive a very nice credit on their tax refunds this year, including that enhanced child tax credit. But I also spoke to a financial advisor who explains those with newborns also have an added bonus.
So you're going to receive that full child and tax credit, that enhanced benefit. And also, if you qualify, you'll receive a stimulus payment as well. That's another $1,400. So you're looking at about a $5,000 credit.
Now, $5,000 is a very nice chunk of money. Working parents also have some benefits this year. If you're a working parent with daycare expenses, you will also get a bigger refund thanks to the American Rescue Plan. But of course, everybody's tax situation is different. Be sure to contact a tax professional to make sure that you're getting the latest benefits that are available every year. But coming up at 6 o'clock on What Matters Most, Jay, I'll tell you about some new tax rules for people who rely on peer-to-peer payment apps like Cash App and Venmo. That's one you don't want to miss.
All right, very good, Brandon. We'll look forward to that, and we'll see you at 6. Thanks.
Straight ahead on what's new, just what we all need to occupy more of our time. There's a hot new game going viral, and it's called Wordle. We'll explain it and show you how it works coming up.
I'm not sure I need to know about this.
Yeah, you do.
Plus, the entertainment world is mourning the passing of the great Sidney Poitier. Kara has the story of his passing and other Hollywood headlines. That's coming up in your Daily Pop Break.
And Jason, what's coming up?
Well, if you're wondering when we're going to thaw out in this forecast, I have a couple days to talk to you about, and then something else is going to happen. I'll have those exclusive details coming up in that full forecast in just a bit. But here's your evening out forecast. Teens expected for the rest of the evening. So yeah, it's going to be a cold one.
Do my dishes.
All right, welcome back to What's New. If word games are your thing, there's a new one that's taking the internet by storm. It's called Wordle. The concept here boils down to this. One mystery word is given each day, and you get 6 guesses to get it right. The game will tell you which, if any, letters you've guessed correctly, and if they're in the correct place. I've not played yet, but I understand, Lynna, you have.
Right. So when I saw this was in the show, I had to give it a try. So this is a spoiler alert. So you haven't done yours today. You might want to not watch right now because everyone gets the same word.
Oh,
and
interesting.
then the next day it changes.
Okay.
Okay.
Very
So
good.
there's your spoiler alert.
All right.
Okay. So here's a screen grab of what I did today. Okay. So I started out with trying to pick a word that uses a lot of commonly used letters. And
Sure.
so I put
the Wheel of
Nares.
Fortune thing.
Right. Nares. So Nare is not in the word. but S is, and it's yellow, but it's in the wrong spot.
Okay.
So row number 2, I put the S in the beginning and just randomly put stump, because I knew A and E were not the vowels, so I tried a word with a U in it. So I put stump, and hey, looky there.
Wait,
so
you
only
got
my
4
T,
letters?
so only the T was not in there. So everything S-U-M-P lit up green.
Okay.
So I was like, well, if it's not stump, let me put in another letter, and I put slump, and then that was it.
And you got it.
So I got lucky.
That seems
super lucky.
It seems like an incredible stab in the dark.
It was a stab in the, because truth be told, I didn't even know nares was a word.
You just tried it to see.
It means it's another word for nostrils.
Oh,
like,
who knew? I didn't know that either. I had no idea.
I mean, it sounds like a Star Wars planet. So I mean,
now, is this an app that you download on your phone? Is it a website? How does it work?
You can do it. It's a website.
Okay.
You can do it. And that's the best part. There are no ads, there's no pop-up anything, and I think that's the appeal.
Yeah.
So you can, like what I just showed you, I did it on my work computer. But yeah, it's also mobile. You can hop on the website mobile.
What is the website? Do we know the name of the website?
We'll have it online.
Yeah, whatever it is. We'll put it on our website at WKYC.com.
Just Google Wordle and it'll point you to it.
It's probably Wordle.com, but
no, it's not.
It's not Wordle.com.
No, it's not.
Okay,
yeah.
what do I know? Jason, would you have gotten that on just 3 guesses? Because I don't think I ever would have. I know I wouldn't have started with nares, so I'm probably out right off the bat.
Be honest. Did you know what? I mean, seriously, I thought it was a planet from the Marvel universe.
It does sound a little fantastical, but I feel like we deal in clouds over here. So if there was any sort of some of these weather words out there, Pineapple Express, that's like a term. So it's not like you're having a sale at Mark's or anything like that. But you know what? Maybe I would have. I'll be willing to try.
I'll give it a try. I'll see how I do on it tomorrow.
Never say never. We got the weekend to talk about. Hey, and speaking of the weekend, let's talk about that forecast right now, guys. Here's the very latest I want to show you in terms of our warnings and also advisories across Northeast Ohio. We have about 4 counties that we're watching right now to get additional snowfall across our region. Lake effect snow warning still in effect, including our county here in Cuyahoga County until tomorrow morning at about 7 a.m. So we're still likely expecting a little bit more snow out of this system as it pulls away. Winter weather advisory still in effect for Ashtabula until about 1 a.m. for tomorrow morning as well. Check out our temperatures, what it feels like on the surface and also what it feels like on our bodies right now. 20s, teens, single digit it feels like at the Cuyahoga County Airport out east at 8 degrees. That is not a typo. 9 degrees is what it feels like Ashtabula, 6 in Worcester, 8 in Akron, Kenton, 8 over in Youngstown. And my friends there in Elyria, you feel like 7 degrees right now. Here's where that lake effect band is still moving across the lake right now, coming inland right now. We can still see a little bit kind of tracing across I-80 right now, even down in near 71, a little bit of lake effect snow. 480 near Garfield Heights, University Heights up towards the lake here. You can see out east, perhaps even Brittenell getting a little bit of light snow. Bainbridge and even over towards Newbury and also Middlefield, a little light lake snow for you as well. Here's the good news, though. Once we get past midnight tonight, things start to taper off. Things start to quiet down, albeit, though, we're still going to have some very cold temperatures. So snow showers tapering this evening, going down into the mid-teens, expected around 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. But Saturday, high pressure, that is our friend. It moves on in, bringing with it some more sunshine. By Sunday, we kind of turn things back. We start talking about another system getting ready to move through Northeast Ohio. So keep an eye on the clock as we roll forward here throughout the overnight hours. Your National Design Mart forecast will show that, again, snow showers tapering off. You can see our winds start to come from the south-southwest coming tomorrow morning through the day. We'll push our temperatures up, hovering around the freezing mark and perhaps even going a little bit warmer than that, courtesy of the sunshine. And then late into the evening, high pressure edges on out. We got a southerly flow with warm air advecting into the region. We start to gather any sort of precipitation moving through in the forms of rain showers through late Saturday into early Sunday. Sunday morning is likely going to be a light scattered, perhaps even variety type shower event through the first half of the day. And then we clear things out. This clearing, though, is going to be another frontal boundary moving through. So by Monday, we're talking about very cold temperatures, especially moving into Tuesday as well. So your Union Home Mortgage Outlook will show this. 40s, perhaps on tap by Sunday for high temperatures. That is going to be falling, though, by the time we wake up on Monday morning. 18, that is the surface temperature. Again, feels like we'll be in the single digits. 24 for the high. Look at this. Overnight Monday heading into Tuesday could be likely the coldest night we've had thus far in months. 12 degrees here in Cleveland, and I don't think that we'll likely go even warmer than that. Perhaps we might need to lower that number by the time it's all said and done, Lena.
Ooh-wee.
Right.
We're all
bracing ourselves.
Thank you, Jason, I think.
Aw, thanks, Jason. Next on What's New, Hollywood reacting to the passing of the legendary Sidney Poitier. Kira is up next with our pop break.
Plus, we all know how much golden retrievers love the snow. I know mine went nuts this morning with the fresh powder. We have a cool video in our Worth the Watch that will definitely make you smile.
Hey Matt, special edition of Pop Break today. We've got nothing but Sidney Poitier. Okay, we're doing good. That's 2 days in a row, Matt.
We have a special edition of Pop Break for you today, dedicating the entire segment to Hollywood trailblazer Sidney Poitier, who died today. Kira Cotton joins us in the newsroom with more on his legacy. Kira.
Hi, Lena. That's right. The entertainment industry today is mourning the loss of a legend. Renowned Hollywood actor, director, and activist Sidney Poitier has passed away. As the first black man to win an Oscar for Best Actor, Poitier paved the way for many actors of today. Born to Bahamian parents, Poitier had to tone down his accent and conquer racial barriers to reach Hollywood's success.
It is a long journey to this moment. I am naturally indebted to countless numbers of people. For all of them, all I can say is a very special thank you.
Throughout his career, Poitier used his star power during times of racial and social injustice to highlight black issues and the black experience. As one of the industry's leading men, he starred in classics such as In the Heat of the Night, Porgy, A Raisin in the Sun, and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, just to name a few. Several celebrities and public figures took to social media today to share their condolences and memories of the iconic star. In a post on Instagram, Tyler Perry shared pictures of the two together and wrote, "All I can say is thank you for your life. Thank you for your example, and thank you for your incredible gift. But most of all, thank you for being willing to share you to make us all better." Former President Barack Obama, who awarded the actor with the Medal of Freedom, also took to Twitter saying, "Through his groundbreaking roles and singular talent, Sidney epitomized dignity and grace, revealing the power of movies to bring us closer together." Sidney Poitier, the trailblazer, was 94 years old. And yesterday we learned that the funeral arrangements of beloved actress Betty White are being handled privately. Her family said that if fans felt called to do something in her honor, that they should consider donating to one of Betty's favorite charities or a local animal shelter of their choice. Jay and Lynna.
Wow. I want to point this out because I read it earlier today, and it is such a beautifully written piece. Leon Bibb has written a piece that's on our website, WKYC.com, about Sidney Poitier. I recommend everybody read it. In typical Leon fashion, he nails it in an absolute beautiful way.
Yeah, the dignity, grace, and talent for sure, summing it all.
Key, thanks.
Sure thing.
Well, I think we could all use a little boost right now, so I'm sure Betty White would approve of this. Our Worth the Watch shows 2 golden retrievers, Chappie and Gilly, over the moon that there is snow on the ground. This is absolutely priceless. I'm telling you, they just swirl around in it like a pig in slop. They're bouncing around. Now, there's a tennis ball that's buried below the snow, and they know it's there. They can smell so well through the snow. It doesn't matter. And they're not giving up until they unearth the ball. Mine now. They're absolutely beautiful. Mine were thrilled this morning when the door opened and they shot out into the white stuff. They absolutely loved it.
Oh, now I want a dog. I really, really do.
One of the many joys.
Oh, I can barely handle 2 kids and a cat. I'm sorry.
They help. It's the responsibility thing. Sure, they chip in and they help. It takes a village.
I need a village.
To raise a pet.
Okay, and children.
All right, still coming up ahead in the second half hour of What's New. This year's ski season has been a total bust here in Northeast Ohio. However, we have a very welcome update that's coming for you straight ahead.
Plus, how do the Browns turn this mess of a season around? Jay has a 5-point blueprint on how to do just that, and well, then Nick Camino will come in and tell him where he went wrong.
Yeah, and I'm sure he will. And every new year comes with a new set of state laws. Our resident attorney, Stephanie Haney, is going to tell us about the biggest legal changes here in the Buckeye State. That's coming up in Legally Speaking when What's New comes right back.
And now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
We begin at 5:30 with 3 things you need to know, and we start with our daily snapshot of where we are in the fight against the coronavirus. And I have to say, it has been incredibly stable for the past week. That's the good news. The bad news is these numbers are still very, very high. We've had right about 19,000 new daily cases each day for the past 7. Today's number, 19,563, 440 new hospitalizations in the last 24 hours. That brings our in-hospital COVID number to 6,570 patients in Ohio. That's up 20 from yesterday. It also marks the 5th straight day that we have set a new record high in that department.
And Marissa Saenz is live in Cleveland right now with an update at how our crews are preparing for more snow. How's it looking out there, Marissa?
Hi, Lena. Well, I'll tell you, it is cold, and this is new for me, so I'm like, oh, it is very cold. But let me tell you, look at all of this salt behind me. There's a lot of it. We're here at one of ODOT's facilities here in Cleveland, and crews have been out patrolling all day, plowing snow, which they say varies in location and time in true lake effect snow fashion. Now, there's a lot of activity in Geauga and Lake counties. That's what ODOT tells me. So some tips for you. One, if you don't need to be out, don't be out. Just stay home. If you are out driving, remind yourself how to drive in these conditions. Go slow. Make sure to leave ample room between you and the car you're behind. Give yourself some extra time. Also remember that these plows are out doing their job. They're out making sure that this salt is sticking, mixing some liquid with the brine. So while they're out there plowing, make sure you give them some space. Again, just go slow, be safe, and stay home if you need to. Right, Jay?
Yes, absolutely. Do not go out if you don't absolutely need to. And today in Georgia, the 3 men charged in the shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery were all sentenced to life in prison, with the judge denying any chance of parole for the father and son who armed themselves and initiated the deadly pursuit of the 25-year-old Arbery, who was out for a run. The 3rd man who joined in the pursuit is only eligible for parole after he serves 30 years in prison for his part in the murder. And with that, we welcome you back into the second half hour of What's New on this Friday. Betsy is off today. Lena was supposed to be off, but is such a good sport, she couldn't stay away. She decided that she would come in and help us with the show. Okay, so question for you. Yes. And I know that there's a middle ground, but you either fall in one of 2 camps. You love the snow, you hate the snow. Where are you?
I'm in the middle.
I told you got to pick a team.
No, I love it in small doses. Hate it, though, when I have to drive in it. Because,
yeah, that's never
it's
fun.
Very nerve-wracking for me.
Yeah, I'm team sunshine. I'm not team snow at all.
It's good in small doses.
I grew up here. I can live with it. I deal with it. But if I had my pick,
I know.
I'd take sunny and 70
we both used to live and work in Florida. I get it.
I know.
But now we're home. Now we're home. So this leads us to our top talker today. Boston Mills Ski Resort finally reopened for this season, and it has been a dark winter for those guys so far, with no snow and mild temperatures. But just a few hours ago, they opened their slopes to winter sports fans. The slopes will be open from 3:30 to 9:30 during the week and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the weekends.
It's been a difficult December, early January, but really just so much excitement. So many smiling faces, getting the resorts ready to open. As you can see, everybody's grooming the hills, getting fencing up.
However, it's not all good news. You see, Alpine Valley and the Brandywine ski slopes are still closed because of, staffing shortages. They are hoping to get them open soon, but really no date has been set yet. Of course, we'll keep you posted on that. But once again, staffing issues biting them.
I know it's really, really tough for a lot of these businesses that desperately want to lengthen their hours and serve as many people as they can. But it's just a recurring theme that we've seen now really going on 4 or 5 months. It's tough, particularly in the service industry, to find enough people to fill these shifts so they can stay open the shifts that they would like to be.
Yeah. So are you a skier?
I love to ski. I'm a huge skier. And, this weather has been such a downer for so many folks that look forward to this time of year. Yeah. Hopefully they can get out and enjoy the weekend. Yeah. It looks like it's going to be cold enough for them to not only keep the snow that's there, but also make snow, because it's been so warm. They haven't been able to make snow artificially. So hopefully they can build a nice base that if we do get a 40-degree day, it doesn't wipe everything out and you're back down to green.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, our other top talker, this should be fun. Where do the Cleveland Browns go from here? They close what's been a miserable 2021 season Sunday at home against the Bengals, and I've put together, in my very novice way, a 5-point plan on where I think the Browns go from here to turn it around. So here we go. First up, you got to win on Sunday. The value of washing this current stink off of their organization far outweighs improving a few spots in the draft. Beat the Bengals, period. Number 2. The second the game is over, head coach Kevin Stefanski should come to the podium and announce he is done calling plays. Leave that up to an offensive coordinator whose sole focus it is to call the plays. Whether it's Alex Van Pelt or they bring in someone else, it's been proven he cannot do both effectively. Number 3, Coach Stefanski needs to have a serious sit-down with Baker Mayfield. Clear the air, hit the reset button, because it's very doubtful at $19 million they're going to be able to trade Baker. He's only under contract for 1 season. So they've proven they can be very good together. They just need to reboot and get back to what they were last season. Number 4, Baker especially, stop listening to the media. And, oh, by the way, stop being so thin-skinned. You're a pro athlete. You make millions of dollars. Who cares what people are saying or writing about you? Just go out and prove them wrong. Tune out the noise and win football games. And finally, do what they did last year, and that's win the offseason. Go out, sign impactful free agents, draft wisely, and come back fresh and ready to rock and roll in 2022. That's my 5-point plan, and I'm glad I'm not the Browns GM. So 3 News sports anchor Nick Camino joins us now, and what we're going to do here is Nick is going to tell me where I'm wrong, and then Lena, pay close attention because when this is over, you're going to settle it.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. I like this.
Nick, where was I off?
Lena, first things first, can you check on him? He's not doing very well right now. Okay, here's my main thing. I said in this segment that I was going to be a lot nicer. As part of my New Year's resolution, I was going to be nicer to Jay Crawford.
Okay, good.
So I mostly agreed with you, actually. But first of all, this game on Sunday does not matter.
It does.
You're like, we got to win. No, you're going to hurt your draft pick. You know, let's forget about this game. It's over,
you play
Jay.
Football games
it was
to win.
over 2 weeks ago. Okay, we're done
to
with that.
Win the game.
Yeah, I play for draft picks now because I'm not going to the playoffs. Okay,
Loser mentality.
Okay, that's a loser's mentality. So number 1, absolutely, this game is meaningless. Number 2, I had to write some things down here. I had to take some notes. You were talking about Baker Mayfield, right? We keep talking about Baker this, 19 million, this, that.
Yeah.
Are we even convinced that he is the franchise quarterback? I feel like at this point, he's the only thing holding this team back, right?
Wow.
And I know there's a lot of different things that go into a franchise quarterback. I believe that one of the barometers is a quarterback that at the end of the game can lead you down the field and win you a football game on a drive, right?
You're right.
But you go back to a 16-10 loss to the Ravens. It didn't feel like, they had the ball at the end. Didn't feel like he was going to lead them back. 24-22 on Christmas Day. Ruined all of our Christmases this year. There was no way they were going to win that football game. He throws his 4th pick of the game. So I don't even know that Baker is the guy. We're talking so much about him. What else did I have here?
We've got to wrap it up, so I'm going to interrupt.
That was
and I'm going to
quick.
say this. I think the biggest flashpoint here is I think they have to move forward with Baker Mayfield because no one's going to trade for him. You say, get rid of him and move on. So, Lena, you solve it. Can they move on with Baker or do they get rid of him?
I'm scared. I don't want to be in the middle, literally.
You are in the middle.
Okay, first of all, Sunday does matter. So you're
for
right.
draft picks.
It matters for me. I want to see them win. And then secondly, you're number 4. Okay, Baker shouldn't listen to the media. I agree with that.
Okay.
But that includes you too.
No, you don't listen to what I say. What do I know? What do any of us know?
We can all agree on the fact that blaming the media, that is the most tired narrative of all time.
Don't do that. But Lena, with Baker or without Baker next year?
I'm with Baker.
There you go.
I mean,
there you go.
I do.
Camino,
I want to see him healthy.
The only two
he was doing great when he was healthy.
The only 2 people more done with Baker Mayfield than me, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, I think.
Okay.
We'll find out. Thanks, Nick.
Love you guys. Next on What's New. Oh, the final words Betty White spoke before passing into heaven. We love her.
Plus, Stephanie Haney is going to update us on all the new laws that take effect here in Ohio as of the new year. One of them should help ease the frustration of the robocall. I think that's something we can all agree on.
I think we can all agree that finally winter is here in a big, big way. We had lake effect snow showers moving through. We have a little bit left later tonight. We're going to talk about that weekend forecast and also what's to come next week. You don't want to miss that full forecast. It's coming up.
Looking in Cleveland is about Betty White's last words today. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. It would be bananas.
Whew, it's cold outside. Jason Michael in for Matt Wins today. You know what? It started sunny and cold. It looked nice earlier for me today.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking out towards the lake north across the lake as I came in for this evening. And even out in the lake, it was starting to get a little bit of sunshine out there. There's good news for us here at Lynna as we head to bed, at least prepare for bedtime later on this evening. Those snow showers are going to be coming to an end because this frontal boundary is moving on out, and we're going to start to get a changeover in our wind directions. As far as the lake is concerned right now, we still have a warning in place until about 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning. That could be allowed to expire, no doubt, as the snow showers get on out of here. That winter weather advisory for Ashtabula is also still in effect until 1 a.m. for tomorrow morning. But as Lynna was saying, guys, it is bone chilling out there. Mother Nature has given us a big bear hug of cold weather. Single-digit wind chills. We were talking to Marissa Sines earlier for her live report, and she was lamenting of how cold it is outside. Still some lingering light lake effect snow showers. I was telling you earlier that Maine east-west corridor of 80 and also 271 really picking up a little bit of light snow for this hour. So visibility through the rest of the evening here until about 9-10 p.m. is still going to be a little bit dicey. So please travel carefully and accordingly. Snow showers tapering. That is the thing for us on this weather story for this evening. Throughout the overnight hours, that south-southwest wind will be a bit more on the lighter side, around 5 to 8 miles per hour. And then we start to get that wind direction change for tomorrow with high pressure and control, more sunshine. So January snowfalls, past and present. You're questioning like, hey, Jay, why are you showing this? What's happening here? Well, so far in 2022, we've had less than a ½ inch of snowfall here, including today. We could be likely increasing these numbers, but they're nowhere near what we've had as far as January snowfall since 78, 2009, 2004, and 2005. This is kind of garnering kind of where the snowfall events have happened with the highest snow totals in the month of January. So we have a long way to go. So it's going to be interesting to see what the season looks like for us here. Again, by tomorrow, as I said before, sunshine returns. We have another weather system moving in on Sunday. We'll have warming to move in tomorrow evening throughout the overnight hours, and that will bring in a little bit of sunshine. So we're talking about 40s, as Jay was saying earlier. If we can get some 40s back in here, I think we'll kind of thaw out a little bit. But then we're also going to refreeze here. Your National Design More hour-by-hour forecast showing around mid-morning for tomorrow. Still some teens, some low 20s expected here. Notice that southwest wind is going to bring in a little bit of extra moisture to the atmosphere. Cloud cover moving in for the latter portion of our Saturday. Rain showers moving in throughout the overnight hours, heading into Sunday as well. Early hours for Sunday, some of the heaviest rainfall is going to be well out to the east and southeast of the region. And then thereafter, we'll have that cold plume of air coming right on back in. Coming up at 6 p.m. on What Matters Most, we're going to be talking about what that extended forecast looks like in addition to these numbers you see here on the screen. The Union Home Mortgage 7-day showing that a big cold air plume will be coming in late Sunday into Monday. Teens likely and perhaps even single digits in some spots waking up by Tuesday morning. Jay?
All right, Jay, thank you very much. Well, right now it's time to see what's clicking in Cleveland, and for that we bring in our digital anchor, Stephanie Haney. Stephanie, good Friday to you.
Good Friday to you, Jay. And today we are learning more about the final moments of our beloved Golden Girl, Betty White. 1 week ago today, we learned that she passed away at the age of 99. Today we hear that friend and Mama's Family star Vicki Lawrence was upset with the news and texted their mutual friend, Carol Burnett, to tell her that it's just horrible to see the people you love so much go away. Well, that's when Carol told Vicki what Betty White's final words were. When she passed, the last word out of her mouth was Alan, for Alan Ludden, her third and last husband, who she married in 1963. He passed away from stomach cancer in 1981, and Betty never remarried. Hopefully they are resting peacefully together, reunited now. And now on this snowy day, let's take a look at some viewer photos of the situations around town. This first one comes from Alyssa in Cleveland Heights. It's Flossie playing in the snow. I wish Winston was that excited in the snow, but he is not. Margaret Schuster also has her puppies playing and fighting and, wrestling each other in Plainsville Township. Then we have this one from Belinda Sweeney, who says they are definitely getting that lake effect snow. This is from the front and the backyard where she lives in Ashtabula County. And this one comes from Amy Chinsky. She says, hey, WKYC fam, remember that 7-year-old little boy from East Lake who wanted that snow, that Ryan? He says, thank you, WKYC weather. My dream came true.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's his sister, Sarah, by the way. She's 2 years old, and Amy tells me she is not convinced yet, so she might be Team Jay and Lynna on the snow. I am totally Team Ryan. I am ready to get the snowboard out. And it's like we're going to have the snow. Let's keep the colder weather.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, if we're going to have it, let it stay around for a while. It is pretty when it's on the ground. And I love that. That kind of brings that Ryan letter full circle, because earlier this week, Matt Wintz shared that letter where Ryan said, please bring us some snow. There you go.
So cute.
You ask,
you shall receive.
And Matt Wintz brings it.
There you go.
There you go.
And more dogs. Yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to get a dog.
We're holding you to it.
Well, listen, puggles are not snow
in 5 years.
So not a puggle, okay?
Okay.
Winston's out there. He's like, oh, he's not happy about it.
Love it.
Some dogs don't love it so much.
I got him in North Carolina, though, so that's probably.
Yeah, this is all new. All new to him.
Thanks so much, Steph. Hey, coming up next on What's New, there has been a slight change to Ohio's liquor laws. So Steph will be back with an update on that ahead in Legally Speaking.
Plus, we've got a great story from the It's Never Too Late file. Inspirational and heartwarming. It is our Show Us Something Good. I promise it'll make you smile. It's coming up. Well, each year on January 1st, there are new laws that take effect. Our resident attorney here at 3 News, Stephanie Haney, has gone through the books and is back now with a breakdown of some of the bigger changes that we need to know about.
It's a new year, and in Ohio, that means lots of new laws are officially in effect. Legally speaking, there are quite a few that could make a difference in your everyday life. Here's a rundown of the big ones. The new congressional districts maps for Ohio, drawn exclusively by Republicans after Democrats didn't agree that it was fair, is technically law right now, but it's tied up in the Ohio Supreme Court, so TBD on what happens with that one. It's getting tougher to get an abortion. Starting March 23rd, doctors who teach at state-funded hospitals and medical schools won't be able to work at clinics where pregnancies can be terminated. And it will be a crime if doctors don't try to save the child's life when a baby is born alive after an abortion attempt, which is something so rare that it almost never happens. This law is expected to be challenged in court, too. Now it's a crime for someone to make it look like they're calling you from a different number. This is called spoofing, and this means no more fake local phone numbers showing up on robocalls, tricking you into picking up that line. For people who work in the service industry, now you can serve alcohol to customers once you hit age 18. Before, you had to be 19. Business owners hope opening this kind of job up to more people will help out with the worker shortage we've seen across so many different jobs here in Ohio. And speaking of jobs, the minimum wage in Ohio just got a little bit higher. For most people, it's a 50-cent raise, now at $9.30 per hour. If you make that much and work 40 hours per week, you'll bring in $18,600 before taxes. After taxes, you're looking at just under $15,000 a year. For people who make tips, the minimum wage went up 25 cents to $4.65 an hour. And if you can afford it, very soon you'll be able to bet on sports in the state. Ohio has all year to roll this out, but as soon as the Ohio Casino Controls Commission can iron out the details, people can start rolling the dice on professional, college, and esports games. This is Stephanie Haney, Legally Speaking, for 3 News.
Thank you, Stephanie. Coming up on What's New, our Show Us Something Good, a lifetime achievement. At 98 years old, you won't want to miss this story.
And as we head to break, today we are remembering the trailblazing star Sidney Poitier. He became the first black actor to win an Academy Award for Best Lead Performance, Lilies in the Field, in 1964. He made his directorial debut in 1972. What was that film that he directed? Was it A Warm December, A Piece of Action, or Buck and the Preacher? The answer when we come back.
Hey, testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Hey there, how are you?
Hey, Jason, if you use that January, are you using January?
Mic check 1 2 3. I'll be out in 2 seconds. Mic check 1 2 3.
Photos that were acquired.
Okay.
That shouldn't be. Hey, I gotcha. I gotcha.
Keep talking.
Mic check. Oh, sorry. We're in Willoughby. It's dark now, and there's still snow on the ground.
Good.
She's coming. Hold on.
Here we go. Here we go. Mic check 1 2 3 4 5. It is so cold. Mic check 1 2 3 4 5.
And before the break, we asked you which was the first film that Hollywood trailblazer Sidney Poitier directed. The answer is C, Buck and the Preacher.
Well, it's time for our Show Us Something Good. A World War II vet is celebrating this week after receiving his high school diploma 80 years later. You see, 3 months before 98-year-old Donald was set to graduate from his high school in Iowa, he was drafted into World War II. After the war, he went back to his high school but says they didn't even recognize him. Donald says one of his regrets was not graduating high school. So this week, school officials in San Angelo, Texas, honored the vet with a diploma.
I always hoped that I would get a diploma, and I am pleased to punch. I'm so pleased I couldn't be any pleased to avoid.
We have students that, they just assume they're going to get a high school diploma. And I think Donald reminds all of us that diploma comes with hard work and effort.
Yes, no matter the age, right? A medical social worker there in Texas reached out to people in Iowa to make it all happen. Congratulations to Donald. Pleased as punch, he says he is.
He should be. Two things about that story. First of all, Donald, job well done. Way to see it through. The second thing is, can you imagine he was drafted into the war and hadn't even graduated high school?
Wow.
What a different world.
And to come back and to contribute so much, he deserves more than just a diploma, right?
He certainly does. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We're back Monday at 5, and we hope to see you then.
What Matters Most with Russ starts right now.
Now at 6, lake effect snow. Heavy snow to the east with barely a flurry to the west. Northeast Ohio is in the middle of a major winter event. Live team coverage of the conditions coming up. Also, near capacity. New evidence tonight of the stress local hospitals are under as COVID cases continue to surge. Remembering an icon.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
Sidney Poitier has died. We'll take a look at the life of the legendary actor, the Oscar winner who paved the way for so many. And ready, set, ski. After weeks of delays, at least one ski resort is taking full advantage of the snow and cold to open this weekend.
From the WKYC studios, this is What Matters Most.
And good evening. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Russ Mitchell.
And I'm Laura Queso. Tonight, lake effect snow warning. Snow-covered roads causing really all kinds of problems as road crews try to keep ahead of the conditions. A true test tonight for drivers with the major event of this season.
We have live team coverage with Emma Henderson and Marissa Signs out monitoring the road conditions. But we begin with meteorologist Jason Michael. He has the latest track on the snow. Hey, Jason.
Hey, the rest of this time now to talk about what lies ahead for the weekend. As we close out this work week, I want to start out by showing what radar looks like right now. But of course, you can imagine that we definitely picked up some inches of snow across the region earlier today. We have a big fat area of high pressure back over towards the west, Illinois, Indiana, beginning to feel the effects of that. Want to hone in a little bit and show you kind of where we are right now. Still some light lake effect snow bands still moving through that east-west corridor on 90 right now, still causing a little bit of a snare with Cuyahoga, Geauga, Lake, and also Ashtabula counties under the gun for some of these lake effect warnings. You can see lake effect snow warning through tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. and even a winter weather advisory for tomorrow at 1 a.m. as well. Surface temperatures right now in the 20s and even some teens out there as well. Feels like temperatures single digits, at least for the rest of the evening. We're going to be dealing with a swath of very cold air. Your National Design hour-by-hour forecast showing that snow showers will be tapering throughout the evening. High pressure moves back in. Good news is, boom, we have sunshine returning to Northeast Ohio for tomorrow. By Sunday, we start to talk about our next weather maker that's moving into the region. Russ?
All right, boom. All right, Jason. Thank you so much. See you in just a bit. Let's take a look at the scene from Geauga County earlier today as parts of East Lake, Kirtland, and Chesterland also heavy snow. Digging out also continues in Lake County. Emma Henderson continues our live team coverage now in Willoughby, where conditions got rough pretty quickly today. Do you?
That's right. Lake County definitely is seeing a little bit of it. Now, the main thoroughfare here in Willoughby is actually pretty good. I started my day in Brecksville, and there it was totally different. It was sunny and there was no snow on the ground, but as I started heading north, now that picture changed. So to get here, I passed Pepper Pike, where they spent time clearing off I-271 following a semi-crash. Now, we don't know the condition of the driver, but you can see the damage done right here. Pepper Pike police confirmed the truck was in the express lane. You can see the cab jackknifed and then slammed into the wall. They had all their crews out and around the city monitoring traffic and helping people deal with the crash and the cleanup. Also happening, there was a fatal crash in Garfield Heights just before 11 this morning. Police confirmed to us it was a head-on collision where one of the drivers was killed. Again, this accident also happened where we're dealing with the first significant snowfall in Northeast Ohio this winter. Now, more information will be released once the family is notified and the police department finishes their investigation. And because of this weather, the Ohio State Highway Patrol also released some safety tips for us, just some good winter reminders. Number 1, give yourself some extra time to travel in weather like this. Number 2, make sure you're clearing all the snow and ice off of your car. And number 3, pack a safety kit. Make sure you have everything you need if you end up stranded. And then the last thing that I also noticed is make sure that your headlights are on if you have your windshield wipers on. It was about 50-50 as I was driving up here. Now let's send it over to Marissa, who is with ODOT.
Thanks, Emma. Be safe out there and good evening to you all. Now, I'll tell you from ODOT alone, there are over 60 crews that are out patrolling the area. They're really looking out for the ice on the road using salt and salt brine, which you can see this salt here behind me, and this salt dome is plentiful. So they're out there keeping an eye on the roads out there. Now, ODOT tells me that because temperatures are so low, they're mixing a liquid, beet heat, with the salt brine to make sure it can do its job. Now, lake effect snow in true fashion is really impacting the eastern corridor of Northeast Ohio. So ODOT says their crews are really monitoring like Geauga County and Lake County.